Welcome to 2018. The future is here and the Highlanders career mode is back. After a fairly long, exciting off-season as well, at least for me, going through the new signings in the squad and looking forward to the 2018 season. A lot has happened at the team. Of course, you'll all know about the retirements of Stephen Moore and Sonny Bill Williams. Two huge retirements for the squad. But the team, you know how good they are. You know the championships that they have brought home. Can they repeat the dose for 2018? Now, you can see here already friendly pre-season match number 1 is against the Western Force, and that one will be coming up very soon. But first and foremost, let's get in to see the team, the class of 2018 for the Highlanders in Super Rugby. Let's check out who's come, who has gone, and who we will be seeing more of this season. Okay, now, as per usual, I've lined everyone up from top to bottom positions, starting off with the little numbers, the props, the front rowers, the second rowers, flankers, number 8s, etc., all the way through to fullbacks. Rugby fans, you know the drill, how this goes. So let's dig straight into it. First off, John Alpha, he's still with us. He's stuck around. His contract's still going. He's still got, 3 years left, 34. Goodness me. He's going to go to, he is very old. Alongside him, Owen Franks, still with the club as well. Two very good props to start us off here with the Highlanders this year. Ben Tamiafuna is still there, and as well as Xavier Foreman, the lowly reserve player, but I'm sure will be Alpha and Frank starting the majority of the season. Tamiafuna, impact off the bench, and Foreman, the reserve for, God forbid, the injuries we could possibly get this year. We'll move straight on. Hookers, a position that we always seem to overcompensate for. Why? I'm not sure. They're cheap. They're very accessible. There's a lot of good hookers around as well. But we started off here with Sitavini Falatau, a suggestion by you guys to come in to this squad. Now, a good suggestion as well, because he is very cheap, very easy to get as well. So a good young hooker to join the team. You can see by his stats he's very strong, very good at breaking tackles as well. So should be a good addition to this team alongside Mutu'u Coltman and Braden Mitchell. So plenty of hookers in the squad. Of course, you guys suggested at the end of last season who you'd like to see in this team, and I've tried my very best to get a good even spread of everyone's suggestions throughout that video and throughout your comments as well. So let's see how we get on anyway. Into the second rowers now. Ebenezer Beath and Brody Retallick have stuck around. They're here for another season. Both were out of contract, so they have been renewed, as was Coltman as well. If you missed out, he's re-signed for 4 years. Etzebeeth is signed for 5. Can you believe it? That's a long contract. Brody Retallick has signed just for 1. So for him, we'll have this situation again at the end of 2018, but we'll worry about that when we come to it. Alongside more second rowers, Jacques Duplessis, his contract also was up. He has re-signed for 3 years. He'll be sticking around. He's a good backup, is Duplessis. He's good to stick around as well. Following that, we move into the flankers, and we start off with possibly one of the best open-siders in the game these days, Stefan Armitage. He is a revelation, an absolute sublime player. He's still around. He should still have 1 year remaining as well. The 32-year-old probably will see his days out here at the Highlanders this season. Sam Warburton still sticking around. He's still with us. Sam Kane, there's a new name for you all. The former Chiefs player has come to join the Highlanders. A bit of a coup for the club, some may say. I don't know. He's a good player, and he really boosts a very, very strong back row for the Highlanders. He's signed up for 2 seasons, and he is on 160,000 a season as well, which is quite cheap. So a good addition to the squad, I think, Sam Kane. Moving along, Toby Falatau still with the squad, as is Ben Mullen, Mr. Versatile. He has just come on in leaps and bounds over the last season in the back row. So that is the forwards. We have 16 forwards in the squad. Ben Mullen rounds them out. that is over half as well. So there'll be 14 backs and 16 forwards. I think that's a pretty good split. Probably the only thing I'd say is we've got too many hookers, but, you know, Braden Mitchell's on about 30,000 a year, so he's hard to replace without spending more money. Now, just as we're at the halfway point, a bit of a statistic as well. $8,000 left from the salary cap. $8,000, that is all. That is all we had left at this stage of the signing. So every penny has been spent, no wastage at all. So let's get on to the back lines. We've still got Eduardo Gordy, he's still there, as is Aaron Smith, whose contract had expired. He's re-signed $220K for the season and for just 1 year as well for Aaron Smith. And then, of course, Henry Progos as well, still around the Scotsman. He will be the third choice backup, I suppose you could say. Injuries and rotation will see him possibly get some time off the bench. Now, this is the contentious part. Now, the fly halves. Now, a lot of you guys had some great ideas about fly halves, which you'll see in the end what I've decided on in just a second. We've got Lima Sopawanga still, who had a terrible, absolutely woeful 2017 with injury. He's back now, better than ever, recovered, and hopefully ready for some game time. Robbie Robinson, of course, he's still around as well. The incumbent, if you will. He's going to be hard to dislodge from that number 10 jumper. But the real strength to this team is right here. Francois Steyn. What a pickup for the Highlanders to get this fantastic South African player. Now, a lot of suggestions in the comments were to get a player who will relieve the pressure from Robbie Robinson when it comes to kicking. So you can see straight away, Robinson, wow, he's a lot worse at kicking than Francois Steyn. And he doubles up as a replacement for Sonny Bill Williams. So we've gone a direct 300k for 300k replacement with Francois Steyn. Massive to have him in the team. He will help the team no end with his kicking game. Robbie Robinson will just be left to do what he does best, and that is run the show and get his running game on song. So Francois Steyn, a huge addition. He is adequate at playing almost anywhere in the back line from 10, 12, 13, 15 as well as required. So good backup for Ben Smith at fullback as well. Carrying on now, here's another big name and another South African, Juan de Jong. Now you guys suggested him as well as being an explosive and exciting prospect. He is signed up for the Highlanders now. De Jong has signed up for 3 years, so we're going to have him around for a while for 220,000. Francois Steyn, 3 years as well, 280,000 for the two Springbok players. Massive signings for the Highlanders, huge really, to get Steyn and de Jong into the team. They will really go well with this side. Of course, Malachi Fekitoa still around. He is the third centre in the squad. Now we move on to the wingers. Now there's not going to be much new here because we had very, very good wingers already. So to replace any of these four wingers we have is pretty hard to do. Julian Savia, Sherwin Stowers, leading try scorer for the club. George North as well, and Patrick Osborne. Four very, very good and very different wingers as well. Very strong, a lot of them, and very fast, very hard to stop. So we've got 2 spots left in the team. They all go to fullbacks, of course. One will be Ben Smith, but here's the surprise. Bryce Doolan, the Frenchman. He is very cheap. Probably his skills do not reflect how good of a player he really is, but as a backup fullback who can cover the wings as well that she has for France, he should be a good addition to this team as a backup, a rotation player, while captain Ben Smith gets a bit of a rest or makes his way into the back line as we've seen him do in recent seasons. So Bryce Doolan, he's joined for 2 seasons, 110k for him, which is a bargain for a player of his ability. Doesn't rate too high, but it's good to have that variety in the team. Really covers the positions nicely, especially in the back line when you have players like North as well. They can cover outside centre if required. Doolan could move to the wing. Ben Smith, we've seen him play anywhere from 10 to 15. He is Mr. Versatile completely. De Jong, he can play centres, wing and fullback as well. So plenty of versatility in this team. Robbie Robinson, of course, playing a lot of fly half at the moment, but very adept on the wing and a fullback as well. So this is a great team. You can mix and match however you like. This team should perform nicely. And as I said at the start, the salary cap spent to almost $8K left. Now, if you haven't worked out already who has departed from the squad, of course, Stephen Moore and Sonny Bill Williams retiring at the end of last season, 2017. And we also have released Israel Folau, Jeff Tumunga Allen, and Gillies Kaka from the squad. Those last two didn't see too much game time. I think this is a more rounded squad, a very good, very talented squad for the Highlanders. They're going to be hard to beat as well, but we all know there's more than just one team who are transferring players. Every other side is as well.